Okay, hello and welcome to the Tainted Tavern and the last in my series of OTC tobacco reviews, that is over-the-counter tobacco reviews, pipe tobaccos that are readily available over the counter over here in the UK, only that's not the case anymore these days. And today's tobacco, which is the last in the series, as I said, I've done Condo, I've done Gold Block, I've done Clan, and I've done Erinmore. So the last one is Special Virginia, or as better known, or it was always called before a European Union ruling over what names could be used in tobacco sales. It's changed its name from Mellow Virginia to Special Virginia.
Oh, where do we go for honey? Hold on, Tom. Linda's Galaxy. Oh, Benson and Hedges.
Live in peace with your pipe with Benson and Hedges Mellow Virginia. Ready rubbed and flake.
And this can't really qualify as an over-the-counter tobacco anymore over here in the UK. But I've included this because it was ubiquitous. In fact, similarly for Erinmore, which I've already reviewed, that was another tobacco which used to be ubiquitous. You could get it anywhere, in supermarkets, in newsagents, in small tobacconists, in any high street store. Mellow Virginia, or Special Virginia as it's called, and I am going to refer to this as Mellow Virginia throughout this review because that's how I think of it. These days the traditional title is Special Virginia, but this was available everywhere. It was one of the most popular of all of the OTC blends over here in the UK as I was growing up. When I first started smoking a pipe back in my 20s, this stuff was everywhere. I struggled to get this. I went to all of the supermarkets, none of them had it. Sainsbury's and Asda told me point blank that they stopped selling pipe tobacco. They don't do it at all. And I'm not 100% on that, and you correct me if I'm wrong rather, but I believe that's nationwide. Sainsbury's and Asda have stopped selling pipe tobaccos. Tesco's and Morrison's still sell pipe tobaccos, but they didn't have Special Virginia or Mellow Virginia. They had the usual Clan, Condo and St. Bruno and Gold Block, but no Special Virginia. I was going to order this online, but then I thought, well, it doesn't make it an over-the-counter tobacco anymore, which it's not really, and in fairness, but I was close today working close to Abergavenny, and there's a lovely old style tobacconist in Abergavenny called Glass, Leather and Tobacco. They sell pipes. There's some lovely Petersons and Falcons there as well. And I asked them if they got any Special Virginia in stock. The lady serving commented that that's a difficult one to keep in stock. It's not easy to come by all the time, but they did have one pouch left, so I've had this. Now, I smoked 2 bowls of this today on the way home from work in the car, and right away I noticed the difference to the Mellow Virginia I once knew. Mellow Virginia was always distinctive for its toffee caramel taste. That seems to have gone. I will do another bowl of this in a moment. We'll step out into the bothy of Broken Dreams. I've pre-filled my Falcon, so I'll be doing this in the Falcon, and I'll see what notes I can pick out. But when I smoked this today, I found this totally different to the Mellow Virginia I remember. As I say, this was one of the big hitters on the UK scene, and there were a string of television adverts, and all of these adverts were geared towards the basis of how pleasant this tobacco was for the non-smokers. And I think the tagline went something like, "Live in peace with your pipe with Mellow Virginia, the mild tobacco from Benson and Hedges." And let's have a look at one of those old adverts.
Live in peace with your pipe with Mellow Virginia Flake from Benson and Hedges, 7 and 8 an ounce.
Now, This is made up of Kentucky, Burley and Virginias. It's a coarse ribbon ready rubbed. Now, out of the pouch, the notes you get are quite shocking if you remember the old style Mellow Virginia, because taking a sniff is quite distinctive aroma, but it's none of that caramelly that I always remember. In fact, this is a rather sharp aroma now. Not unpleasant, but sharp. And you know, I think that this one now has fallen by the wayside in terms of being an over-the-counter tobacco, as has Erinmo. I think that eventually they will all disappear from most supermarkets and high street shops now that Asda's, Sainsbury's of course, have stopped selling pipe tobaccos. I think that the others will probably follow suit, and you can't blame them, because pipe smoking is not as popular as it once was. There are far more cigarette smokers, more fool them, which is why I've started buying condo to seller, because I'm getting a bit paranoid that that's going to vanish before too long. Will all tobaccos eventually vanish? I hope not. But I think pipe smoking has definitely got a few more years left in it yet, despite that distant thunder. But we'll have to see, won't we? So, without further ado, let's retire to the bothy of broken dreams and take a bowl of Mellow Virginia, or as it's now known, Special Virginia. Okay, and welcome. We've just reconvened in the bothy of broken dreams, and to accompany the pipe of Mellow or Special Virginia, I've got myself a nice Loch Lomond single malt, which is an inexpensive but pretty decent Scotch single malt. Okay, let's spark up the falcon with the Mellow Special Virginia.
As I watch the sun descending
To Rupert Everett's song.
and the birds fly home to rest in the hush when day is ending, that's the hour when I feel blessed. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe, like a whisper through the cornfield.
Well, this is, as I said earlier, I smoked a couple of bowls of this in the truck on the drive home, and it was so different to what I remember Mellow Virginia was like. And this bowl here in the Falcon has only cemented my opinion that it is different to what I remember. This is in fact a totally different tobacco. It may be made up of the same constituent parts, the Virginia, the Burley, the Kentucky, but the topping, the distinctive Mellow Virginia topping's gone. It's not here anymore.
A gentle evening breeze at the doorway of my cottage. I recall old memories. Smoking my pipe, smoking my pipe. Those far off places beyond.
That's not to say it's bad, mind you. It is very mellow. It's an enjoyable enough smoke, but it's not Mellow Virginia.
The blue, familiar faces that once I knew. I recall those days behind me and the happiness they meant. Every sundown you will find me with a heart that is
So rest in peace, Mellow Virginia. Mellow Virginia R.I.P. Which gets you thinking, where is this current hysteria surrounding tobacco going to end? The UK government say it wants to create a smoke-free Britain by 2030. That's not even 5 years away now.
content. Smoking my pipe, smoking my
So
pipe.
I think they defined smoke-free Britain not as there being no smoking at all, but with smoking being down in a very low percentage. I think pipe smoking will remain no matter what they do. It's been going on now for so many centuries that they won't kill it out, despite how much they rumble that distant thunder.
You remember the first time we met?
So what am I getting out of this so-called Mellow Virginia clone, Special Virginia? What am I getting? Well, I'm getting a surprisingly refreshing smoke. It's quite nice, but it's not that toffee caramel identity that Mellow Virginia was known for.
You were the only one in that railway carriage who didn't like me smoking Madeira, old pipe. Compromise, I opened the window. What a lovely surprise you gave me.
It's okay, but there's nothing distinctive about this. It's quite bland. It's not. I think it's preferable to Gold Block. Gold Block was a bit too bland for me. This is not quite as bland as that.
On our wedding day, a tobacco jar. How I remember each smile and tear.
It doesn't come anywhere near the complexity of something like Condo or even St. Bruno or the new Clan, a so-called Clan Original, because they can't call it Clan Aromatic now for the same reason that Mellow Virginia can't call Mellow Virginia Mellow Virginia. It's got to be Special Virginia. It's the same thing with Clan. It can no longer be called Clan Aromatic because of one of these EU rulings. Makes me crazy. Listen, you're the distant thunder.
As life's December.
And if you don't know why I keep referring to Distant Thunder, then you obviously haven't seen the prose, the narrative poem that I, in my previous video, so I'll link to that video down below. And all will become clear.
Is drawing near. Time's old ever-moving finger
Well,
close.
it's 200. It's 2025. We're dealing with the playing field that we're dealing with today. It's no good harkening back to years gone by. So the state of play today for Mellow Virginia, Special Virginia, as it's now called. This is a totally different tobacco to what I once knew. Mellow Virginia was distinctive, and that's what all those TV adverts, a couple we showed earlier, were relating to. Live in peace with your pipe, the aromatic essence of a caramel, of toffee, that's gone. I think it is mildly aromatic, though it's a tobacco fragrance that you get in, not any kind of toffee casing. So it's okay. I mean, this pouch will be smoked, but as I said, this will be the last pouch I'll ever smoke of. Well, I suppose the last pouch I'll ever smoke of Mellow Virginia has long ago been smoked. This is no longer Mellow Virginia.
There's one more day, but yet, while such thoughts as mine can linger, I'll have nothing to regret. Smoking my pipe.
This is without a doubt a different tobacco. It's not me failing to pick up on that toffee caramelness because it was so distinctive to this blend. It's not there. It's not there. It's not me. It's not there.
Smoking my pipe. Smoking my pipe.
As I say, it's not unpleasant. It's a nice mild smoke. Mellow even. But it's nothing special.